Welcome to Top Deck Productions. Looks like we're going to watch one game. My name is the glorious Taylor Gum. I'm here with the handsome John Douglas.
Barely here. I'm barely here right now.
Barely here. So I'd never heard of either of these guys, and I wanted some new blood on camera, so I was like, oh, let's run this one out.
And this is what you get. You deserve this.
I had no idea.
You deserve this.
You think I would have done this intentionally?
I don't know. I thought I knew you.
Can we just start? Tell them they need to begin play.
Who cares? The commentators need to begin. Let them shuffle and roll for choice. Come on,
rolling for choice. The whole
Do
bit.
not harass the players. It's
All
not
right.
their fault.
We're not harassing
their
them.
fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, they've both. All right.
Holy smokes! All right.
So, I like the red deck. Usually on mirrors, the deck that has more diversity in it is going to be the winner.
Winner. I agree with you.
There's a 7. There's 3. All right.
Uncool, Greg. I think you're cool in my book, man.
Is cool? Greg thinks he's uncool?
Well, I don't know. He might be. I don't know him personally, but in my book, he followed us. Thanks for the follow. You're cool.
Yeah, man. I'm into it.
All right. So if anybody in chat knows about this matchup, the Norin Sisters versus Soul Sisters matchup, and knows if any deck has an edge, please let us know. I have never even dreamed of this matchup in my worst nightmares. I've concocted some seriously strange scenarios in my dreams. None of them have involved Soul Sisters playing against Norin Sisters.
Noted. Cole off to a solid start with a. Is that a champion of the parish?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Whoever plays the most humans, it seems like, is going to
win
the
this match.
here.
Yeah. Here's the Soul's attendant.
We get a trigger. We get a trigger.
All right. I mean, hopefully,
Greg thinks whoever decks out first is gonna lose, which
21 for Cole.
Entirely reasonable.
And come in for 3. So normally hopefully one of these Soul Sisters decks has like a Johnny's Pride Mate. It looks like we have a champion of the parish.
Yeah, we have creatures that are getting big. The problem is they're just going to be gaining so much life because they don't have the removal that's requisite here.
Noted. Prerequisite removal.
So if we have like 3 Soul Sisters out,
yeah,
then every creature is gaining you 3, and like
right.
You get into these stalemates because both players are going to have parishes or champions of the parish. They're both going to have their Johnny Pride mates, and you're just going to have this stalemate.
Yeah, we
All right, so here is another Soul Sister. A Soul Attendant, as it were. It goes up to 21.
Yeah, so what I would be doing is I would be attacking. If I'm Cole, I want to attack with everybody.
Yeah, you might as well send those.
Yeah, because if he trades off, that's how you're going to remove creatures.
Correct.
Getting Alex to trade off.
But you also don't know what's in his hand. You know what's in your hand. If you have more of the Soul Sisters, then you can aggressively trade him off. But if you don't, and he does, and he catches you willing to trade, then that's a good way to lose. So, here we are. Just gaining a bunch of life. Alex down to 14. He needs to do something. Like, that's not a...
Sure.
Oh, he does have a lightning bolt in hand. That could be...
Wonder if he just drew that or he just drew the red source. Because last turn, lightning bolting the
champ?
The champ would have been the champ play.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have. Here's a Pride
Here's
Mate.
a Pride Mate. That's a big deal. So
This thing's going to get
14.
two
The
counters
Pride
right
Mate
off the
gets
bat.
2 counters. Yep, that's a big boy.
Big old boy. He has the bolt. I would recommend bolting
The Soul's Ascendant. The Sarah's Ascendant? Is that what
Sarah's
the card's
Ascendant,
called? Sarah's Ascendant?
I don't know if we want to bolt anything right now. We'll see. Another Sarah's Ascendant. Bolted one.
Bolt the new one. Looks like the champion's going to get one bigger, I think.
Yeah, champion should get one bigger, but he can miss the trigger.
Yep.
So if he misses the trigger, let him miss
Misses
the trigger.
Yeah, just let him have at it. I'll always let my opponents miss a trigger.
He has another bolt as well. Cole with the mismatched planes.
That's all right. Maybe you had trouble. Maybe just jam this together tonight.
Keeping 2 land up, though. I can't imagine what's in his hand that he doesn't want to cast out there. Alright, so we're going to attack with a 6/6.
All right, here we go. Condemn. So the 6/6 will go on the bottom, and Alex will gain 6.
Alright, so... and a Genesis Chamber. Now this game is officially going to get out of hand. Here's a Soul Sister. Bolt here. Alright, so what's going to happen is he gains 3 life.
2 life.
2 life, sorry.
Yeah, the soul.
And then he's going to get a mirror. And then he's going to gain 3 more life. Whose choice was it to put the show on the matchup? I blame Taylor. Your blame is well founded.
Yeah, you placed it well.
Yeah, just a real bullseye there.
Well, the spotter out there tells me she hates me, and it's that makes 2 of us.
This is a this has got to be a nightmare for the spotter to keep track of life totals here as well. All right, so we've got some tremors.
The impact tremors. So this could negate some of the life gain that Cole is dealing with, and if he were to get, Norin the Wary active, then he can impact tremors target creatures.
So Cole's going to gain 3 and then 4.
So Cole's going to gain 7, and Alex is going to gain 4. Yeah, so if I'm the spotter, I'm just letting them keep track of their life totals and tell me what they are at the end of each turn.
Yeah, she's doing a good job of keeping track of it, so it's fine.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's a lot of work. I apologize. All right.
All right, do we have a Norin the Wary? Nope.
There's Ascendant.
Dress Spring 1, yeah, those are my thoughts exactly.
What's he saying over there?
Oh God, Soul Sisters mirror.
Did
Ha ha ha.
so while
Mine
these
doesn't have the ha 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 on it, but
so while these guys figure this out,
yeah.
did you look at the Grand Prix results from this weekend?
I haven't had the opportunity. Please enlighten me though.
So
Fill me in.
the top two decks were these Titan Shift decks.
As predicted.
Coming in third was Dredge and Green Black Tron.
Right.
And then 5th through 8th is as follows: Jeskai Breach, Mono Green Tron, Living End, and another Mono Green Tron deck. So we've got 3 Tron decks, 2 Titan Shift decks, and then these a Through the Breach deck, which is kind of on the same page as those Titan Shift decks.
Right.
So all of these decks are really trying to avoid interacting with each other.
So these big mana decks are definitely a problem. I don't know if it was on stream last week or just us talking last week, but I said with his Modern Pro Tour, I fully expect half of it to be either Tron or one of the Escape Shift decks. And it's looking like that's going to be the case, even before the Pro Tour.
Sure.
Wow. So it's a little testy out there with the sisters.
Yeah, he's got the Boros Charm, which help block. And with... Oh, wow, that card's super good. So...
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's going to eventually get this gigantic flyer.
So here it is, Westvale Abbey. It's going to let him create a token at the cost of a life, which isn't really a cost at all. But it also lets him create this flying, lifelink, indestructible monstrosity.
Yeah.
Here he is, my liege.
Yeah.
Ormondal, the Profane Prince.
The Profane Prince.
Yeah, so this is definitely a threat in the air.
Yeah.
But with the nonsense that's going on here, Cole's going to be gaining more than 9 life a turn. I mean, that slows down the life gain here, but it doesn't stop it.
I guess.
In all likelihood, if Alex wants to break out the prince in any kind of timely fashion, he's going to need to sacrifice some of his actual creatures here.
Yeah, versus the Genesis Chamber.
Right. And that's going to be pretty problematic for, like, staying in the game.
Yeah, well, the Champion of the Parish isn't really doing anything.
Well, it's a 6/6.
It's a 6/6.
So that's a thing.
I'm wondering
52. Good God.
Yeah, so Cole is still pounding in with this 7/7 Champion of the Parish.
Still pounding. Uncool Greg, we've been in discussions about making these Mulligan Academy t-shirts.
Yes, we have.
So that is going to happen at some point. Unsure exactly when.
If you want to see more activity on the front of like t-shirts, more things added to the stream and the website, donate to the Patreon. There's rewards for donating.
Rewards aplenty.
There's a contest right now, a giveaway.
That's just going to the website, topdeckproductions.com.
Yeah, you go to topdeckproductions.com and you can find information on our giveaway.
Yeah, we're just giving it away.
We're just giving it away, man.
You don't got to pay for it. We're just giving it away.
It's like my love.
Yeah.
It's free to whoever needs it.
So Dress Spring thinks it's going to be Affinity that wins the Pro Tour, and I could see that happening. I could definitely. Affinity is a very good deck.
Yes, and it interacts favorably, I think, with these Titan Shift decks.
I think it's good against Titan Shift, but bad against Tron.
Bad against Tron. We should sit down and bash that some. See what.
Would rather die. However, there has been a question: is Zach going to be playing on stream? I'm sure he is, and I'm sure he will bash Affinity versus Tron for you.
Oh, if I wanted to be on the Tron side?
Yeah.
Sure.
Until you're blue in the face.
I don't think I would
Boggles
play the
will
blue
win.
Tron.
That is a bold statement.
So Boggles is really poorly positioned right now.
Correct. Boggles is great in the format before this. Like, Boggles was great when Death Shadow was the big deck.
Yes.
You can play Boggles there.
Yeah, Boggles is really good in like a Jund Death Shadow, like removal heavy formats. That's where Boggles shines because you get the blank like 8 cards out of their deck.
So against the big mana decks, like, they get to run a lot of sweepers, and that's problematic for Boggles. They also get to run things like Chalice of the Void, and
Sure.
they don't have to win through combat damage, so you're not creating like a huge wall for them in addition to a huge attacker.
Right. So we were just rectifying life totals out there. Cole's got an advantage here because he has more of like the large and in charge creatures. So the Champion of the Parish and the 2 Souls Ascendant,
Yeah, they're all very
Sarah's
large.
Ascendant, you get to like he gets to attack way more liberally.
Yeah, this is the turn to attack, by the way, with everything. Yeah, just attack with everything. He can't make an Ormondal. I wasn't paying attention to know what he tapped out for. Maybe he just made a token.
Yeah, and you got to attack with the life gainers. Like, are you at enough life that like it matters to like, you know, gain 8 life when you play a creature?
I will not tell Mario or Mark that, and I will also not let Taylor pick the matchup next round.
Yeah.
So
I'm not very good at picking the matchup.
I think you would be if you had the information, but for like a first round, this was kind of loose.
It was in the dark.
It was in the dark.
I want to get some new. I mean, I know you guys
spun the
have-
wheel.
I know
We
you
have
guys have
36 players tonight.
Yeah, lots of players tonight, and I know you guys have your fan favorites out there, but I definitely want to mix it up and get some new blood on the camera.
Yeah, you never know who you're missing. There
Right.
could be a whole gaggle of Tinchsters in the chat
Yeah.
here just waiting to see Cole Tinch in his sweet Soul Sisters tech.
They flock like a flock of finches. They're a flock of tinches.
Oh,
A whole flock of tinches.
I wasn't aware. Sorry if I upset anybody in chat.
So do you think Wizards does anything emergency to the modern format before this Pro Tour?
So it won't be anything emergency, but I could definitely see them banning something pre-Pro Tour. Because the Pro Tour is not right after the set. I think they're pushing them all back now, right?
Are they? Oh, see, because I hated that last time.
Well, it's bad when it's standard, but I think it's great now that it's modern.
Sure.
You've got the whole internet at your fingertips, so if you want to pull that up real quick.
Yeah, find out when the Pro Tour is.
Yeah.
Let me get the Google machine fired up for us.
I think they're playing at a fast enough pace to where game 1 will not end in a draw, and Cole will deck himself via Ranger Vios.
Ranger Vios, sure. Yeah, I don't think he's attacking aggressively enough.
Correct.
That's just my opinion. I would be in with the tokens. I'd be in with my life gainers at this point.
Last turn he should have been all in. This turn, he can't really. He's just gonna gain some more life.
All right. So Pro Tour Rivals of Ixalan is going to be the 2nd through the 4th of February. Ooh, in Bilbao, Spain.
Yeah. So that's not too far off after the pre-release. That's about a month later, a little bit less than a month.
So the set releases on the Friday before Grand Prix Indianapolis.
Yes.
Is the actual set release.
Which is the 19th, I believe.
Sure. So that's 2 weeks after. That's a standard time after the set release.
Frame.
They usually give him 2 weeks.
Yes, he did path himself earlier for a planes because he had multiple Rangers in hand. We've deduced.
Right.
Well, I've deduced. I didn't really talk about it because I don't feel like talking about what's going on the screen right now.
Yeah, so I could see, I mean, it's going to be a great Pro Tour. The modern format's been vacant from the Pro Tour for a couple years, and I think the last one was really just a...
Really bad.
It was a goat rodeo.
It was a full... I think this one's going to be a goat rodeo.
You think?
I think people that play Modern on, like, the SCG level have kind of like their pet decks, and they like playing a certain way, and they're going to just play it whether it's good or not.
Sure.
See Billy Caminos, who 5-0'd a league on Magic Online playing Amulet.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if his deck list gets published, because they published some of the 5-0 lists.
You're right. They publish a sampling of 5-0 lists, which, don't get me started on that, but...
we'll get started. We have all the time in the world, so you can literally get started on whatever topic you like.
I'm just going to go way deep here. But no. So the Star City Grinders all have their pet decks that they like playing, and that's great. I mean, that's a great format that you can pick a pet deck, and there's enough diversity where you can do reasonably. Nobody's trying to, like, grind this for, like, the 1 and 2 percentage points. And I think when you do, you just end up in these big mana decks, like these Tron decks, these Scapeshift decks. Yeah. And it's not a good format in that regard. And so part of me wishes that they stayed far away from the Modern with the Pro Tour. But now that it's there, I'm hoping it affects some real change.
Yeah, I think if you see, anywhere, if you see more than 25% of any one given deck or archetype, even if like the colors differ a little bit, like mono green Scapeshift might be different than green red, whatever
Sure.
people come up with. That's a bad example, but if you see more than 25% in the same archetype, I think Wizards will take a note and look at it and get a banning for us or an unbanning. Unbannings, I think, are the way to go now instead of banning in Modern, because there's so many interesting cards.
Can we unban Wasteland? Then I need something banned. Like, you need to either have a very efficient way to deal with Tron lands and Valakut, or you just need to
get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
Interesting. I just think if you change the pace of the format, like if Deathrite Shaman existed, those two decks wouldn't be as good.
I disagree.
Because if Deathrite Shaman's in the format, then Thoughtseize becomes like a very good card to play.
Thoughtseize doesn't do much. You can't Thoughtseize an Urza's Tower.
But you Thoughtseize like their big threat.
And they play their other big threat. Like, it just gets them to turn 7. Or, like, playing Scapeshift, you can't interact with, like, the lands they're putting on the battlefield.
Right.
And all of their cards just get lands. Yeah, man. Give me that price of progress. I'm in with that. Modern would change overnight.
If price of progress were legal, I'm so happy that I'm, saving up my unstable mountains. Like,
sure.
My deck would be so red. Just red and basic.
Listen, man, you can already play Anathemancer. What do you need price of progress for?
Does that get all the non-basics?
What do you mean?
Is it Anathemancer just price of progress on a creature?
I think it deals 1.
1? Oh, see, that's not enough.
Right. I mean, obviously, not being serious about playing Anathemancer in Modern.
See, here's the problem. Cole's too far behind now.
How's Cole behind?
Well, no, I'm just saying on the board.
You mean Cole's too far ahead on life total for anything that actually happened here? Affinity or Green Black Infect at GP Santa Clara. I'm way in on Affinity right now.
Okay, so he's using Machias, the Luminarch, to give every one of his creatures a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, he is. Certainly is. Here's Machias. All these creatures are going to get multiple +1/+1 counters. And if we play this at a reasonable pace, he can also put a +1/+1 counter on Machias. And this Machias could grind him to the necessary value he needs to win this.
Well, no, he just keeps saying go, and I would start attacking.
But anyway, we have a question in chat. Affinity or Green Black Infected Santa Clara. I'm a huge fan of Affinity.
Yep.
I think that's a deck that has a linear game plan that goes very quickly, and if people are going to be bringing in like extra Fulminator mages or extra Ghost Quarters, they do affect you a small bit, but not like a ton. I think it's a good metagame choice, especially with Dredge showing up in the top 8 and living into this last GP. People are going to be much higher on Graveyard Hate than Artifact Hate.
Sure. Yeah, that's the whole problem now, is that you need just the most spiteful hate cards. Like, you can't dilly-dally around. It just has to be hate.
Can you dilly-dilly around?
You dilly-dilly.
Yeah, the closer you look at Modern, the uglier it's going to get. But it's still fun.
Yes, so Santa Clara's this team unified, right? So, like, one player's playing Modern, one player's playing Legacy, one player's playing Standard?
I think that's just team constructed. I don't think that's team unified.
Or team constructed?
Yeah, just pilly-pally around.
Pilly-palla.
Alright. My liege has entered the battlefield. And everybody's gaining a bunch of life. Yeah, so it's Modern, Legacy, and Standard for this team constructed.
Yes. I would just get into the operative page here and
I'm curious, what's your Legacy player playing? Or does he know yet? Or she?
if I was
No.
going to... Oh, do we have an attendee?
Yeah, we have an attendee.
I don't know, that format is a damn shame. Because it's awesome, but unattainable.
I don't think it's awesome. I think it's...
You get to do a lot of cool things in it.
Okay.
Oh, really? Today was your last day?
If these life totals are right, then we've got a...
We got a barn burner.
Cole has an outside chance at winning this in the coming turns. Another counter on Machias. I mean,
Well,
there's
he's
some
got
math.
5 on him. I would continue to remove counters from Machias.
Yeah, another counter off of Machias, sorry.
Sure.
Eldrazi-tron in Legacy.
That's what you played last
I didn't
time
play
we-
Eldrazi-tron. There were no Tron lanes in there.
It's better than Eldrazi-tron.
It is better than
because you don't
Eldrazi-tron.
need...
But, I mean, he might be playing actual Eldrazi-tron because some of the lands in that deck are very expensive.
Sure.
That's a good choice. You definitely want to have an answer for Deathrite Shaman because I think it's just going to be everywhere, especially around the top tables. Oni-chan wants to know about a Grixis Amulet deck that was on the stream a few days ago. If you remember the exact day, we could probably pull and see who was piloting it.
Were we commenting?
Eldrazi in Legacy is what I was talking about, and the Deathrite Shaman is going to be all over the place in Legacy.
Yes.
I don't think we were...
I don't think we commented that deck. It could have been on like a Friday. Where our other team is in here.
Sure. So yeah, if you can...
We'll I think they're here, so we'll do some investigation from them and
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
See if that's...
Also, check the YouTube archives. Those get thrown up there frequently. It's not going to have a deck list, but it's something you could probably deduce.
Deduce.
Deduces.
Deduce is wild. All right.
We have 2 Genesis Chambers. Oh, God.
So here's a Norin. So what's going to happen here is Alex is going to get a pretty endless amount of tokens. The good news is he's only gaining 1 life per Norin trigger, or 3 life per Norin trigger, because he only has the 1 Soul's Attendant. So what I would be doing if I'm Cole is I'm still banging in every turn.
Bangarang, here we go.
Alright, so we're going to generate 2 more tokens. Alright, so Cole gained 15 life. Do you think this Soul Sisters deck would be a worthy contender at Grand Prix? No?
No.
No?
No.
Here's the thing. Let me
do
make a
this.
case.
Can we not?
Sure, let's not.
No, go ahead. Make your case for Soul Sisters being played at a GP.
The Amulet decks, or the Titan Shift decks,
Yeah?
are really designed to deal you like 18 to 21 damage. And this deck can easily get to 60 life on its own.
So the Titan Shift decks have a card in there called Primeval Titan.
Yeah.
Who is a 6/6 trample creature.
Uh-huh.
That in the late game, whenever he attacks,
Yeah.
is also going to deal your opponent an obscene amount of damage. This is me calculating and then deciding that it's just an obscene amount of damage. So like 24 damage.
Oh, from
Valakut triggers.
Oh, I thought you were doing Keswick Wolf Run triggers.
No, you can do that too, and then it's another billion. But so this Soul Sisters deck doesn't apply any real pressure.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they can. I mean, they have very aggressive draws, sure. But the Primeval Titan deck is designed to deal 18 damage very quickly.
Right.
But they can go way bigger than that if they need to.
Right.
So he's going to take 26 here.
Yep.
All right. So they're making our spotter do combat math for them, which is not cool.
Luckily, this is one of her strong suits.
One of her many strong suits.
I'm willing to venture that this match will not have a second complete game.
Yeah, I am also willing to assume that.
So my proposal
What's your proposal?
is that we call it at the conclusion of this game.
Yeah,
We'll go to break.
that's an indecent proposal, but I like it.
We'll go to break just to not belabor this for our viewers, because they have to be miserable. I apologize. I'm the bad guy here. I'm owning my mistake right now.
Own it. I like it. Stuff happens. It doesn't really matter. It's been announced.
Yeah, we've given up on keeping track of what actually goes on.
Right.
These decks are laden with triggers.
There's a lot of triggers.
Laden.
We're attacking with a servo or a mirror.
Yeah, so we gained some amount of life there on the last turn.
All right.
So Cole wins by having Macias the Luminarch
Yeah,
buff
Macias-
pump all his guys to the point where he can actually deal like
I believe it's the Lunarch.
the Lunarch.
Is it the Lunarch or the Luminarch?
I don't know. But anyway, Cole was able to deal like
Lunarch.
Lunarch
Confirmed.
was able to deal amounts of damage that matter,
Correct.
which have to be like in the 40s, 50s deal. All right.
All right. So that is.
So we're not going to belabor this for another game. We are going to take a break here.
Yeah,
for
if
about
I don't go hang myself in between
10,
rounds, which
12
is
minutes.
a real possibility.
We're
here.
going to go scout the field so we don't get another dumpster fire on here.
Another goat
Sit
rodeo.
tight, I promise. No more dumpster fire goat rodeos.
Yeah, we'll be back here soon.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.